and YouTube followers to another edition of You Gonna Need a Lot More Wine. Cheers, ladies.
I can't wait, cheers.
Yes, you can, and I'm gonna need y'all to don't play drink. I'm gonna need y'all to drink.
Yummy.
Ooh, that is tasty.
Delicious.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Before we get started, first of all, welcome, ladies. Happy Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday. All of these days are good, right?
Yes.
So before we get started, just a couple of disclaimers. The reason why we try to have our shows each week, first of all, we want to educate, but not only do we want to educate, we want to empower, enlighten, and engage our audience into conversations that are not always easy topics to discuss, right, ladies?
Yes.
And lastly, and I did not say this for the last show, whatever drink you decide to partake in, please drink responsibly and do not drink and drive. All right, let's rock it, ladies. It's been too long, ain't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome back,
everyone. Thank you.
Yeah,
Now, who's going to introduce this topic for today?
Who did it last time?
You?
Oh,
No.
won't be me now. Zelda.
You know what? It's been
So
so
the
long.
topic
We need to get
for
it.
today is about social media. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
And the
Yes, the ugly.
So,
Yes. So, Zelda, you use social media for your business. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay. So, how has that been good for you? Has it been bad? How has that helped you?
Well, let me just tell you an experience that I experienced. A lot of things on social media is not all that it appears to be.
Right.
So I booked a girl to go get my hair braided. And when I booked the girl to go get my hair braided, everything on social media was beautiful and looked so nice. And when I got there, it was nasty. She had nasty combs, nasty brushes. The cape smelled like funk.
Ooh.
I told her, take that cape off of me. And I was about to get up and leave if I wasn't so desperate to get my hair braided. And then I also, just knowing me, being a stylist, I brought my own combs. I told her to use my comb. She did an awesome job, but she was nasty. Nasty. And then she let her kids kept crawling all over me when I was getting my hair done. I love kids, but don't let your kid crawl on me with a poop diaper and a wet diaper messing up my clothes.
That's
And so that's why I say the social media is not all what it appears to be. So yeah, that was a bad experience, and I don't advise nobody to go see nobody unless they license. Go to the shop, okay? Don't be going to people's houses because you're going to get some disease and some infection in your hair. Okay?
Ooh,
So
I
don't
guess
do it.
You said that, didn't you? So basically, they didn't put up something on social media, and it wasn't all it was
No, it
cut out to
was
be.
horrible. I mean, that cape smelled like, ooh.
Terrible. Okay. So, Breezy?
And I ain't
You
gonna
have-
name the celebrity that went to her because
No, we're gonna let that go. We're not
we
gonna
ain't,
put them out there
name
like
it, but
that.
she was on there. But I found out when she did her hair again, that celebrity had her go to her house.
Oh, okay.
So if you know this braider, she good. But the celebrity said, I ain't going back in that trap no more.
No, I know that's right. That was a trap.
So I knew why the celebrity took her to her house, because her place was nasty. Everything was nasty. The combs, the brushes, the chair, everything.
Understand.
I couldn't do it.
That's your livelihood. That's your money.
Well, I'm thinking she wasn't licensed.
but still,
She couldn't have been licensed.
whether you got a
But
license or not,
but there's
that
some
doesn't
there's some
excuse
nasty
filthiness.
licensed people too. But yeah, so you have to be careful with social media, because that behind they got might not be real.
Oh, now we'd have moved on to the
All right.
booties, huh?
Okay.
Miss Dawson, you have your own business, and I'm sure you use social media quite a bit, right?
I do.
How has that helped your business? Has it been good? Has it been bad? How has that been for you?
It has helped me tremendously. I'm always using social media to market my company. And it may be a year later, someone may come to me and ask for services. And how did you see me? Well, I saw you, I've been following you on Facebook for da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, nice.
And I love hearing stuff like that. So I just try to keep it positive and always posting positive things, and also about my company.
Posting positive things. Remember that. We'll have to get back to that topic in just a minute.
Okay.
Miss Shalita, you have your own hair care company. So how has social media helped you?
Social media is 100% of my marketing. It helps me tremendously. I was just reading something yesterday where they said that old methods of advertising and being found, they don't exist anymore. It's Google Ads and Facebook, period. And if you're not on there, you just don't get noticed. But what I did as far as social media, didn't have anything. I just kind of researched something a little bit different.
Okay.
And per Rochester University, and this is as far as social media and individuals, especially our youth today. Rochester University did a study. It's a whole lot of information that I read, but I just have a small point here. It says getting fewer likes on social media makes teens anxious and depressed. And then that reminds me of something I read. Like I tell you guys every week that I always keep abcnews.com up, and when headlines come out, I kind of hone in on it. An 18-year-old girl last year, she spent the majority of her time posting pictures on Instagram, like most kids do today. They're always talking about Instagram pic. Let's take this picture for Instagram.
Right.
She put up a swimsuit picture, and she did not get the amount of likes that she was expecting, and killed herself.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
remember
God.
that.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, so social media today is, so I also read something positive, so like if you're a certain type of person or a certain type of teenager, let's say you're in a wheelchair, social media provides you with other people in wheelchairs that you can connect with, so
Yes.
to build your social platform. You can't get out, you can't go to the park, you
Right.
can't, so it's good in that aspect.
Yeah.
But as far as it taking its toll on our young people today, it's an extreme, it can cause depression if you're not as popular as that person, if you don't have as many followers as that person. That literally, to our teenagers who are in that social realm right now to try to find themselves, social media is really a quote unquote kill or survival institution for them right now.
And that same girl
Kill
you're
or
talking
survival,
about,
yeah.
the next morning, actually, she got so many likes, but she wouldn't have known that because she had already killed herself.
Because she already, people might have been, I don't know, at a concert or something, and then came in and looked and was like, oh my God, like, but she
Yeah.
already killed herself.
I read something one time. They were saying when you get a like on Facebook, it was equivalent to you going to the casino and seeing the likes.
What?
Yeah, so it's something
Is
about
that
that.
type of
that
endomorphin-
technology or something they were
It
Yeah.
saying.
triggers something in
The-
your
Yes.
brain.
The
So you have to
endomorphins
be-
that make you happy that,
Yes.
I'm
I
being
got a
liked now,
like.
people like
Yeah.
me.
So you have to be careful. You have to already know who you are. And that's not a real world social media, but I'll do that in the end.
Okay. For me,
I was
I'm
just
not
ready to
really
ask
a
you.
social media person. Again, I referee women's college basketball, and I was basically the last person to even change my phone over. So I just recently got on Facebook. I'm not on YouTube. I'm not on Twitter and tweet and skeet and all that good stuff. I'm just not really into it. And I've, you guys have really had some positive things with Facebook, but I had a situation this summer. It actually did not happen with me. It happened with my niece, and I hope my nephew doesn't get mad at me about talking about this, but I think that it's a lesson to be learned. My niece was on, I'm not really sure if it was Facebook or Twitter or something, and she and another young lady had, some discussion and got into a big argument over some young man. So they were going back and forth and, talking about each other and saying, okay, well, we're going to meet up, and where you want to meet up at. So they ended up meeting up. The young lady who my niece was into it with, she ends up coming to my niece's house and brought two of her relatives. Her and my niece got into a fight, but once my niece supposedly beat the young girl up, the other two people that the young girl brought with them ended up shooting at my niece, and there was another young boy with her. He ended up getting shot in the head and got killed.
That was on the news.
This happened in Texas.
I think that was
Yes, I'm sure it was. Yes, so I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
that was
social
on the
media
news.
can really be bad. And I think that if you're not going to be using social media for good, I just think that it's for our young people and, our older adults too. I mean, they get into different things too on social media. I just think that it needs to be used
With their
for
guns.
business, for good and for anything else, I think people just need to stay away from it if it's not positive.
But let me just make this statement. My son played college basketball, right? And the coach said that he has to tell the players to put their doggone phones down. He told me literally that the players will be sitting up against the wall right next to each other, like we sitting here now, but they'll be in a social media platform instead of
In
me
practice?
saying it to you. No, sitting
Just
around.
wherever, okay.
Instead of turning and talking to the next player, they talking to each other in social media.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right next to the person, but y'all commenting and talking to each
Right.
other within this platform. So people don't really even socialize like human interaction anymore. It's
Right.
all over the internet,
Yeah.
right? And so one more thing, it says the studies, lack of positive feedback can decrease adolescents' feeling of self-worth. Multi-institutions have found. And this positive feedback they are searching for is within the social network of, say, Instagram and, the pictures and the things that they post
Right.
online. And so, reading through this, doing the research, I found so many statistics of suicide
Yes.
amongst our adolescents back behind this social media negative feedback, or what they perceive as negative because they didn't get enough likes or something like that, and they are literally killing themselves behind this craziness.
But it seems like adults also fall into the trap.
True.
People posting pictures where they're eating like you've never had food before, taking a picture of your plate. You just take it too far.
Right.
It's like we're falling into the same trap as the kids because everybody's looking for acceptance. You have to know who you are already, and Facebook is not going to give you a real sense of fulfillment. It is not real. Everyone's putting their best out there. And you feel like you end up feeling less than because that's really not real stuff all the time. Like you said, it's like a
Exactly.
facade. So just know who you are, know what you're dealing with, and just
And it's what's even worse is that a plastic surgeon said that every one of those Instagram models, every one of them, she said that 100% of them has work done.
Has had work done.
Has work done.
Yeah.
And so you, as an adolescent, first of all, you ain't got money to get work done, and second of all, you're now blossoming into yourself, but you're comparing yourself to these plastic Barbies.
airbrush.
Right, these people, airbrushing and squeezing their waist a little smaller and making their behind a lot bigger, and all of this stuff is not real, and you are comparing yourself to this and killing yourself because you're not. So as Breezy said, you have to know who you are and your self-worth, and I think the only way to do that is get out into society and start intermingling.
Let's have a drink to know your worth. How about that?
Know your worth.
Cheer. Toast,
Yeah,
ladies.
absolutely.
Toast, ladies. Good.
yeah.
And especially at that young age, you're really trying to find yourself and trying to find the niche that hey, I'm a good person that likes to knit.
Right.
You can find your knitting group on there.
Right.
But then meet up and start interacting, not just on social media.
Breezy, you had something?
Yeah, but what about when they're looking at this, like you said, all the fake body parts, whatever. Do what you do to enhance yourself. I'm not saying not to do that. But do it in a safe place. People are traveling all across the water going to have plastic surgeries, all because they saw someone on Facebook. Ooh, she looks beautiful.
It's cheaper.
But-
They're going for cheapness.
But they
not
had
quality.
they had to first see something that they thought was
That
their
prompted them
identity
to
of
do it.
beauty,
That's
which
true.
most likely was Facebook or Instagram or something
Them
that
gram
led them to
pictures.
that false sense of what I'm supposed to look like.
Right.
So that is leading to so many other things.
Oh, that just prompted a thought.
connection.
So, as far as like a false sense of what I'm supposed to look like. So if you're looking at this picture and this girl who at first you're like, wow, that looks insane, but she got 1 million likes. Well, maybe if I look like her, then I'll get 1 million likes,
Yes.
and my self-worth will go up. You know what I'm saying? So now, with all of this, editing equipment that you don't even have to go get plastic surgery done. You
Airbrushing
can
and
do
all
it.
that
You can
stuff.
take care of it right on the editing stuff.
Right.
And then this person gets 1 million likes, and you got 2 likes. Then you're going to start migrating towards those people that you are now starting wanting to emulate.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think, as far as business, that's just where we are today.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is today. As far as you finding your self-worth on there, you're gonna have, it's hard to say as a teenager, because we've all been teenagers, and you know how we tried to find our group.
Yeah,
that
but
we
it's
fit in.
it's that generation now.
Yeah.
You know, back when we were coming up, we didn't have
had-
Facebook
No,
and
right,
all
we did
these
not.
social media sites. So it's just that generation now that's having to deal with it.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I remember. That's a negative. Those are negative stories. But then on a positive side, I thought about Facebook can even a playing field with you competing against a multi-million-dollar company.
Oh, God,
Because we're
yeah.
all using social media the same way.
That's a great point.
So I like it, but it is what it is. It's a neutral tool, but it's up to you how you use that tool.
Yeah, that's great. So, I mean, as far as something negative again, you know, social media has to not be always positive in a positive light, because look what happened to our former president.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he got banned from social media sites because of all the rhetoric that he was discussing, you know, putting out false information and all this other kind of
Yes.
stuff.
And something that hadn't happened in hundreds of years happened because of the social media.
Exactly.
The Congress got stormed.
Exactly.
You know? And
Exactly.
you just like,
And they did all this plotting and planning on
On
social
social
media.
media, huh?
Yes.
Yes,
So I
all
mean,
right.
this was just not a good look.
amazing.
Well, I would like to use this platform right now in the name of Jesus to, if anybody's out there that want an awesome talk show, we are available, and we have some great topics, and we are,
On social media.
yes.
Hey, let's have a drink to that. All right.
Right there. Come through.
So let's just talk about some of the social media sites that are out here. I know most of you guys are on Facebook, right? That's like the number one,
Yeah.
you know, social media site. And then there's YouTube, which is what we're on. And then WhatsApp. Have you guys heard of WhatsApp?
Yeah, that's international.
That's international.
That's so like if I'm in Jamaica, or say if I'm in Africa, we can chit chat on WhatsApp without it costing us money, right?
And I
'Cause-
believe a lot of people do illegal activity on WhatsApp.
Oh.
I heard.
So is that,
Like money type schemes and stuff like that too.
so I will not be on, you know what, I was actually on WhatsApp, but I'm about to get off of WhatsApp. So I'm actually done with that.
A lot of Chinese people, a lot of Chinese companies reach me on WhatsApp. They just,
Uh-huh.
I have like hundreds of text messages from them because they know I need bottles, they know I need
Right.
tops, they know I need a lot of stuff that their industry is in. And they're
And
like,
it's a
oh,
free-
check this
it's a
out,
free
and they'll
type of
send me pictures of, you know, their products and things like
So
that.
can you tell us why they're reaching out to you for tops and bottles? What is it that you sell? Why they're reaching out to you?
I have my own line of all natural hair care products, right? Hair growth oils and sprays and things like that. And obviously they have to go into the bottles with sprayer tops and spout tops so that you can put things, you know, put the product in your hair.
And what's the name of the product?
It's CW Hair.
CW.
See, they're putting me out here. It's CW Hair Care.
That's right.
You can go to www.cwhaircare.com and see our entire line out there. And so all of the bottles and tops, the manufacturers I'm sorry, it's not me. It's our government that has us getting all of our products from China now. And those Chinese people, like, all I do, if I go on Alibaba and I buy, say, 5,000 bottles, other companies that see I bought from this company say, oh, she's in the market to purchase what we have. So they hit me up on WhatsApp. Why WhatsApp? Because it's free. If they were to hit me up on my cell phone, it would cost them and it would cost me.
Okay.
And so that's why WhatsApp is very good for international communication.
Okay. Very good.
to know.
Okay, are any of you ladies on Instagram? On Instagram
My
as well?
business,
Your business is on there. I mean, I don't really,
it's too much.
Bec-
I don't understand it.
yeah, I was gonna say, for me,
I
again,
don't.
I'm not on any of the social media sites, so, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, which one would you all recommend as far as being a more positive platform for people who are trying to get on social media sites?
For?
4? I've never even heard of that.
No, I said for what? Like, are
Oh.
you getting on there just to be on there and communicating, or are you talking about for your business?
I would say for your business, basically. Which one would you say?
I would definitely say Facebook, for sure. Studies have shown that over 70% of people who are going to buy a product or who are going to get something, they research it on YouTube first. But
Okay.
only 30% of businesses are advertising on YouTube. And that's why I
I don't know,
advertise on YouTube.
For some reason in my profession, the beauty industry with cosmetics and stuff like that, it seems like a lot of major companies that I've worked for, they use TikTok a lot.
Okay,
Like,
TikTok is up there too.
Ulta, I mean Walgreens, all the cosmetic companies, they use TikTok, the people on TikTok to really sell their products. And when people come in to ask me for cosmetics, they always say, "Oh, I saw this on TikTok." Next person, I saw this on TikTok. I was like, TikTok?
And I've never,
So I don't even be on TikTok like that, like at all.
Yeah.
So I
my
don't know.
children have posted stuff for our business on TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
Personally, I have not done
Yeah,
that.
so I don't even
So,
really
but I
deal
guess-
with that. But everybody, even have older people coming in saying TikTok.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
But for some reason, they want to shut down TikTok.
yeah.
It's because it's Chinese.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Uh-huh.
So we've talked about a lot of the positive things for social media. Have any of you all experienced anything negative with any of the social media sites?
No.
Nothing so far?
Well, when all this black and white stuff came out, you may post something about Black Lives Matter, and then you have the counterpart saying something negative, not understanding how that makes you feel. So for me, I just try to stay away from it all because I don't want to be doing all that on Facebook. I just
Right.
want to keep it
Not in my
positive.
business arena, right? It's not business.
I think it has definitely opened up an opportunity for people to hide behind who they really are and
Big
post those
time.
comments that they would not normally speak about, had these social media sites not been available.
I remember one time my cousin, this guy was posting a lot of stuff on social media. And I'm not gonna say who it was, but he was posting a lot of stuff on social media, like he was all grand and this and that. And then she had to go pick him up at a location. And when she picked him up at a location, it wasn't even his place. He was renting one little room out this little building. And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how he would be putting on social media." And then I meet him in person like this, and none of it's true.
Right.
I got a question. So is this low self-esteem where people think that they have to do these things? What is causing people to flex on
Yeah.
social media?
Yeah.
Flex.
That's a better question.
Let's have a drink to flex. Because we know there's a lot of flexing going on out there, right? A lot of flexing.
What
That
is
is so
causing that?
true.
What's
That's so
causing
true
that?
because it's like what she says. You got guys on there like, yeah, look at my Rollie, yeah, look at my
Yeah.
Bentley, and they ain't even got an apartment.
That
You
is
know what I mean? They
crazy.
still live with mom and them.
Right.
So why are you doing
Why?
that?
So the
Why?
question is, why are you
What is
doing
it? What is it doing for your? Is it this
Yes.
this research stuff?
Right.
You need some likes to boost your self esteem
Yes.
instead of actually going out there and grinding and then saying, "Yo, look what I ground for. Look what I worked hard for."
But most people who have success like that, they're not on there posting these things.
'Cause
It's
they
the
busy-
people
'cause
that
they busy working.
really don't
That's
have it, and they. I
Right.
think it may be low self-esteem.
Oh my God.
And maybe as a race, we always felt like we didn't have it. So as soon as we get $2 above the rent money, I
Right.
need the whole world to know.
Yes.
Ah.
And you know
I
what?
don't
That
know.
is
$2
so
above
true
the rent
what
money.
you say. Because all
Just
those-
two.
all the people that I know that are successful, they do not post on social media at all whatsoever.
You don't want people
So,
coming
I-
there.
Exactly.
It is the ones that faking it to make it, and they're really faking it. You know?
But what about the ones who really don't have it going on? Then they get around other people who got it going on. That person may not necessarily even want you posting them. But
Oh,
as soon as I get
Jesus.
with a celebrity,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
so is that
Yeah.
still low self-esteem or it's value or something? I'm gonna have to do some more research, like you doing your research. I want to research that and find out what's causing
Yeah.
us to do this. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember this was years ago. I remember I was listening to the radio, and Ryan Cameron was saying that this girl called in, or was I listening to the girl call in? She called in and she was like, "Oh, my cousin is having a birthday party for her child. The child is 5 years old, and there's all these Benzes and Mercedes Benzes outside and Cadillac trucks and you know." Ryan was like, "So what did the baby get? All these Benzes and all these Cadillacs and all these talking about all the cars and
Right,
stuff that's
right.
outside instead of." It's like, so are we talking about the baby's birthday party, or are we talking about how you enamored of the cars that's outside?
Wow.
And I was just like, wow, how do you get to that place?
Right.
Here's another question. Okay, the people that go in the club and throw up all this money.
Oh, yeah.
I need 10,000 ones. Now I need the word to see me throw it up. But the homeless man outside, man, can I just get $2
Oh,
for a
yeah.
sandwich?
You can't even give him
Can't
that.
do that.
Because ain't nobody looking.
Because ain't nobody looking. Man, that's
Yes.
See, that's something to think about. Where's
Yeah.
what's driving you to throw away $10,000 because you want to be seen?
Yeah, because you want
You want to be seen as a baller,
be seen.
shot caller. Hey.
good. And they post a lot of this stuff on social media sites as well, right?
And
For
then
the
people
world to
track
see.
you and rob you and
Yes,
kill
right.
you.
Yes.
And see, that's why most real people that got it,
They not
they're
doing
not
that.
posting
You'll
it
never know nothing
because
about it.
you're not coming for mine. You know, I done worked too hard for it. We're not getting ready to do this.
Yeah, you guys kind of talked a little bit. I think you mentioned it earlier, Breezy, about how people post, where they're going out of town, they're leaving this and that. I mean, it has really just opened up a can of whip ass, really, for people to come in and rob you while you're gone.
And
You know what I'm
some of the
saying?
insurance companies are saying, I will not pay that claim because you posted
Yeah.
that you were going to be out of town.
Yeah.
What you should do is post when you get back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
Yeah,
before
and
you
so
leave.
that's the smart
You just
thing to
announce
do.
to the world,
Yeah.
I'm going and go get it.
Right. That's what the
good
police
thing,
said.
Yeah.
I want to say the good thing about posting on trips, I do like seeing where people go. Like Shalita, when you go to different places like Africa and stuff, and I haven't been able to go over there, I love seeing that. But again, you should post it after you get
When you
back.
return, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I read again, on abcnews.com. Not that I'm pubbing abcnews.com, but it's
ABC
just always
News queen.
up. It's just always up. And there was like a sheriff in some town talking about how, this woman had gotten robbed and all her stuff, like her whole house cleaned out, simply because weeks before that, I'm going on this
Oh,
trip.
yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going on this trip. I'm gone for 10 days.
Yes.
And folks is like, okay.
All
All
right.
right.
And it be your family sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And people you
It's
know.
your family.
People you know, right?
Right.
And I was like, wow. But it gives you something to think about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Use social media wisely.
Very
Yes.
wisely.
very
And
good.
also, like, the kids that's on there is very dangerous for them. They're on there being kids, and you got these
Predators.
predators
Oh, yeah.
out there, like, pretending to be teenagers when they
Yes.
50 years old and all this stuff, and they meet. Let's meet at the park and play basketball or soccer or something.
Right.
Next thing you know, you don't see that child
Child
again.
gone.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was told, and I don't really know how true this is that the social media sites are really for like the feds.
They-
wow.
You get to post.
They use it
You
too.
get to posting all your stuff on there, and they be like,
sure.
okay, he's doing this and he's doing that. That's just
I'm
a way for
sure.
them to
Yeah.
come and pick your ass
Yeah.
right up
Absolutely.
when
I mean,
you're doing
if you're
dirt.
illegal, use a dump.
Let me tell y'all
dumb
this.
ass to be not posting
Not
all
to
that
say,
stuff.
I know somebody personally that was in trouble, but I do know some cops. I actually got a chance to go behind the scenes, and I saw how they pull up everybody's social media.
Ain't that
They
something?
can pull it up, and I was like, God, look at that. So they can pull it up and see everything, because people were fighting in high school, so they went and pulled it up, and you can see all the messages. And when they think that they erased it, they can pull it up.
Oh, no,
And
nothing.
it
Never
was
gone.
everybody-
Yeah, it's
I was
never
like,
gone on
I
the
wonder if they
internet.
could see my stuff too.
Absolutely.
And they could. They just went right into Messenger, and the two little girls got in trouble. The boys got in trouble because they were, I guess, when they bully people.
Yes.
And they can go right here at the police department and go right in. I guess Facebook gives them the say so to do that.
That makes sense.
And they can go see everything.
Hell, they bullying people at the White House. So I mean, and speaking of pulling people's information up and all that stuff, I wonder how come they didn't pull up the information when they were getting ready to storm the Capitol.
Oh,
They had the information.
So I mean,
They had the information.
They just
That's a
didn't-
whole thing, right? They had information. They had inside help, and they had. I'm not going there. 'Cause
and so they just still didn't act on it. But all the social media stuff, I know that they were aware of everything.
because the
about
folks that was to act that we would expect to act on it was in it.
they were involved in.
Yeah, they were in it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, wasn't that fun to see?
That's scary.
Wasn't that?
That's
How
really
did that?
scary.
Let me just ask you guys, how did that make you feel when you were watching that? Just tell me how it made you feel when you turned on the TV. Folks was like, Breezy, you got to see.
Well, I would have just
the
said,
Congress is
I would
getting
have just
stormed.
said, we wouldn't have made it on the grass, the tip of the
Oh,
grass. We would have been shot down dead. We wouldn't even made it onto the line
Well, yeah, we already
Period.
know that much for sure.
at all.
And they call us thugs.
Now, you know what? There's one thing I want to ask y'all about social
But
media.
isn't that like their mode of operation throughout all of history?
Of course, absolutely.
Just one thing I want to ask y'all about social media. I asked my client, but she said I'm crazy. But I don't think I'm crazy. Every time when I'm talking, I can mention something like, ooh, that lady got some saggy arms. I want my arms like Shalita's and Breezy and
Not these fat ones.
Yeah.
and I'm like Carla's. And I was like, so when I say that on my phone, saggy arms will pop up.
What?
Oh yeah.
And then also I'm talking and I'm saying, I think I want to get a so-and-so type of car. On my social media, it will pop up about
And
my
that's
car.
because
So
you-
everybody's saying I'm crazy, but I'm
It's
not
not
crazy
crazy. It's
because
a-
I'm not.
I do
and
that
my client say
for my business.
My client say maybe you're typing in something.
No.
You don't
I'm
even have
not
to type it
typing
in?
in
no,
nothing.
it's a setting.
I'm not
It's a
typing in
setting.
nothing. I'm just speaking
about
out of
to
my
wind down.
mouth. And when I speak out of my mouth, it can be on my computer too, not just my phone.
Right.
I can be in the house, my computer sitting over here. I open up my computer, and whatever I was talking about in the house, it will pop up on my computer.
Oh, wow.
Well, first of all,
So,
you have on
do you know
Alexa.
anything about that?
Absolutely.
You got
have
Alexa?
You have on something where
No, I
you
ain't got no Alexa.
you have your setting on your phone where it can interpret what you're saying. Mine is turned off.
Without you even
Oh.
pushing a button?
Right, because it's if you like she just said, I can say I lost my phone, and Siri will pop up and say where make your phone dial because you have it where Siri is
Well, I need to get it
on there.
set off.
But
I know,
then
that's right.
for like somebody like me, I have AdWords that are catch-all words. Like if somebody's looking for grow hair, my product will come up. If they're looking for 4C hair, my product will come up. And so if that person is looking for something that I have listed in my word list, it will track them and it will pop up in their social media, it'll pop up on their Facebook,
Yeah.
it'll pop up
Wow.
on
I
everything
I just
that
get
they got.
upset because I
Oh.
don't ask for it to pop up. And
Yeah.
I'll be like,
It's a setting.
I don't want, why is this keep,
So like
putting up what
you
I
notice
say.
how you search for something online, let's say tape, and then you 2 weeks later, or not 2 weeks later, but the next day you're just saying on Facebook and all these tape companies.
Correct.
Right.
That's because
Yeah.
But I was just kind of scared because I don't type it in, I just talk it.
because you have
So-
Siri
and
or
I-
something on.
So I was like, why is every time I say
I know,
something,
you're
it
not
pops
crazy. It happens.
It's a setting.
Lord have mercy,
It's
my wine
technology.
is gone.
Mine's
What is
gone
we
too.
gonna do now?
It's technology.
Yeah. So, ladies, this has really been some very knowledgeable information.
And we could talk on
Yes.
and
We
on
we
and
can
on
definitely
and
talk
on.
all day about the $1 billion social media sites.
Oh, yes.
So, Miss Dawson, better known as the closer, would you go ahead and close us out and bring us on home?
She put me on the spot every time. All right. Well, thank you all for watching A Lot More Wine. Social media can be used for good or bad, so just make sure you use it wisely. And if the owner of Facebook is a billionaire, why not you use it to increase your wealth? So use it for positive things and for your business, not to be on that starting up mess. All right. Thank you.
Ooh, and with that said, you're gonna need a lot more wine. All right, bring it. Yeah, bring it.
They're gonna need a lot more because they ain't got none.
I definitely need a lot more
Drinkers.
wine. What y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna sit there and what y'all gonna do? Get up and do something. Act like you're moving around or something. You know what I'm saying? Look at Zelda. She's so funny. Go Breezy. Go Breezy. Go Breezy. Go Breezy. All right. All right. Good job, y'all. You're gonna need a lot more wine.
You're gonna need a lot more wine.
All right.
Remember, call us up. Call us up.
I can't wear these.
Hey, and don't forget to go to our YouTube page and subscribe to
You gonna need a lot more wine.
And comment. And leave a comment.